Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto has his tactics to deal with the opposition. And this time round, Kalonzo Musyoka has been hit and is one man down. What are some of these tactics before I take you through the one man that Kalonzo Musyoka has lost? First, we know very well that he has the powers as the president. He's able to control the police, the court system, so he's able to ensure that if it's a case, utapata. If it's any offense that can be implicated against you, it can happen. So those are some of the tactics that William Ruto uses against the opponent. Not just William Ruto, but anyone who is in power. Remember, when Uhuru Kenyatta was in power, he was able to successfully prosecute Rigathi Gachagua. 200 million taken from him. But when William Ruto came into power, he was able to reverse the entire process and Rigathi Gachagua received his 200 million. So that's how it works. So this time around here, William Ruto has used the simple tactic, ensuring that any court case that you have, it is completed and you lose it if you are his opponent. What do I mean by this? As we speak, Kalonzo Musyoka is one man down because he has already lost one and only Waititu Babayao. First, before I tell you why Kalonzo has lost him, the fact remains that Kalonzo Musyoka has a weakness. And the weakness is his ability to articulate issues to the people. Even if it's propaganda, even if these attacks that you have in politics, Kalonzo Musyoka cannot. And I once did a video and told you guys that Kalonzo Musyoka needs two people in his campaign. Number one, it is Waititu Babayao. Because he's able to speak issues to the people of Mount Kenya, which Kalonzo needs a lot. Not just Mount Kenya. If you listen to Waititu speak, you can tell that this gentleman is indeed informed on the political things. So, therefore, it's ideal that Waititu had to be in Kalonzo Musyoka's team. If you listen to him in Western, in Nairobi, he speaks like you feel this guy understands politics. The other person in India is Mike Mbuvi Sonko. This is another guy who reasons with the ground comfortably and he knows how to mobilize and what to say. So if you have him on in your team, you are safe that you can be able to address crowds. Kalonzo Musyoka's crowd will not be so big because first, he does not attract people. Second, he does not speak to the people well. So he needs people to supplement his weaknesses. And Waititu Babayao and of course Mike Mbuvi Sonko are very relevant or necessary in Kalonzo Musyoka's team. Now, as we speak today, William Ruto has already dealt with the person called Waititu Babayao. He had a case when he was a Kiambu governor where he was accused of some corruption cases. And in this corruption, Waititu actually was found guilty. Of course, he had appealed and got released, but he was found guilty and charged 12 years imprisonment. He didn't have the 50 million to pay. So he had to appeal and then got released on a free bond, according to what I read at some point, somewhere on social media. So the fact remains that Waititu got prosecuted. Now, how does this make Waititu to lose? Kalonzo to lose Waititu? Simple. William Ruto has already demonstrated to Waititu that he is the person in charge. And whatever he can decide to do, even if it's punishing him and ensuring that he's in jail, he can do it. As a result, Waititu will develop some fear. And he will not be able to engage in active politics with Kalonzo Musyoka. So therefore, William Ruto shall have won because this is one man who was remaining that can articulate things within the mountain region. Someone who could at least give Kalonzo Musyoka votes. Kalonzo Musyoka is a big threat to President William Ruto in so many ways. I'll do a video extensively on that. So therefore, as we speak today, Waititu can be counted like as we speak now, he's not able to support Kalonzo Musyoka 100% and even campaign for him. Apart from that, it's also very clear that Kalonzo Musyoka, he did not visit Waititu in jail. And Waititu, according to what I heard, is complaining that why is it that none of these principals visited him? I'm not so sure whether it was just propaganda, but I suspect these people did not visit him while he's in jail. And now he's complaining that he has been standing with them, but when it comes to his case, they're nowhere to be seen. So the question is, will Waititu still come up and support Kalonzo Musyoka just like that? No. There's some bad blood that has developed between the two. And that means very well that Waititu, as a result, is going to avoid Kalonzo Musyoka. Even if William Ruto gives him the freedom or maybe decides like if actually it is his efforts that made him get released, the fact remains that he's not still going to interact with Kalonzo Musyoka the same way he used to do. Because Waititu had already indicated that Kalonzo Musyoka and Eugene Wamalwa are going to be the presidential candidate and the running mate respectively. And actually was among the people who are campaigning on the forefront. And the first time I heard this, it was right in Vihiga, I think, when he was speaking there. And those are some of the things that he hinted on the people. But the fact remains, of course, there have been dynamics in the politics, and probably Eugene Omola might not be the running mate for Kalonzo Musyoka. But the fact remains, as we speak today, is the topmost person and the most preferred by Kalonzo Musyoka to be his running mate. No, so therefore, as we speak now, the fact remains that the team has been affected because they have lost someone who was very vocal that at least could have driven the crowd within the Mountain region. That leaves Kalonzo with no option now, other than to just go to Rigathi Gachagua and also go and look for Mike Mbuvi Sonko. There are rumors going around that Mbuvi Sonko, and of course, Mbuvi Sonko's case as well, it is being revived somewhere, and probably might find himself in court as well. That is also another tactic to bring him down. So when this happens, these are simply plans for William Ruto to finish his opponents before 2027 actually. He's trying his best to weaken Kalonzo Musyoka. You know, I'm almost seeing that William Ruto has successfully managed to keep off Matiang'i from the local politics. And the way things are going, even the Mount Kenya, I'm going to do an extensive video on that, they have shifted their interest to Natembeya. So that means that William Ruto is slowly succeeding in his steps. Now the person remaining is Natembeya. Probably, if things go well, to William Ruto's side, we might start seeing now get court cases for Natembeya being summoned by the DCI and such stuff. Because this is the only way William Ruto is going to stop Rigathi Gachagua and also stop Kalonzo Musyoka from taking most of the votes from him. And actually he's trying his best so that the people do not have the alternative of Kalonzo Musyoka, because people don't trust. He knows that people don't really trust Kalonzo Musyoka. People don't want him generally to be the president. So the fact is that William Ruto is trying to see around who is this person that can be able to replace Kalonzo Musyoka and give him a headache. So he's trying his best to ensure that this person is also brought down. And that's why we are saying that Natembeya probably might be subjected to the same process of being grilled by police officers or maybe by DC officers, and sometimes even getting arrested, or even police themselves disrupting his meetings. What is basically happening when you are against the president, the sitting president, to be specific? Now, the tactics are so many, but one of them that we know is police. Second is the court system. So we are expecting to see now the police being used more, but the court system it has already reaped fruits for President William Ruto. Indeed, it was even the tactic that William Ruto, according to what I'm hearing, he could have used against Dr. Fred Matiang'i. He could probably subject him to a case in court, and then this court case can be even completed just before the 2027 general elections. And as a result, Fred Matiang'i will find himself probably deterred from doing the campaign the way he's supposed to do as a presidential candidate. Because all of us know that if Fred Matiang'i comes on board, he's a better candidate than William Ruto. He's a better president if he's a president than William Ruto. We can get better presidents, but the fact is that between Matiang'i and President William Ruto, Matiang'i is better. I don't know what's your take as far as Kalonzo Musyoka's loss is concerned, but I think he needs to work extra hard and ensure that at least he has gotten the right team that can be able to propel him forward. Let me see in the comment section what you think. My name is Abel Mokwa.